on, everybody? Duane Grimm, also known as Demonic. I am live today. We are live streaming. We are going to watch episode 4 of our WWE Unreal series here on Netflix. Once again, this is our celebration for reaching 200 subscribers recently. Definitely means a lot to me. I definitely appreciate that so much. So thank you to anybody who has contributed. Once we reach 300 subscribers, the next goal, there will be another celebration. Still thinking about what we're going to do for that. But we're going to watch episode 4 of WWE Unreal on Netflix. Reason I'm really interested in this series is because I've always wanted to do writing and booking for pro wrestling, specifically WWE. So this series is definitely really interesting to me. I'm hoping that they do a season 2 down the line. But right now, we're getting through season 1 here, so this is episode 4. And there's only one more episode left after this, so I don't really know when I'm going to watch the final episode. I'm thinking maybe Friday, maybe Thursday, Friday. I like kind of doing this, spacing out the episodes so that way I'm able to watch some of the actual live wrestling in between some of these episodes, so that way I can see what they're doing currently. And currently what they're doing is absolutely nonsense. I mean, I hated what they did with John Cena recently, having him lose to Cody Rhodes at SummerSlam. The whole fucking face turn again just felt absolutely random and pointless. And then now everything that they're doing with Logan Paul is absolutely shit in my opinion. Again, I absolutely hate Logan Paul. Don't think he should be booked at all in the company or have anything to do with pro wrestling. That's just how I feel. I guess the WWE feels a little differently right now, considering how much money he's probably putting in their pockets. But today's episode 4, is titled Heel Turn. So on the last episode, they were going over a lot of stuff that was happening for the 2025 Royal Rumble, this year's Royal Rumble. And now, obviously, we're going to be watching some of the storylines and what the behind-the-scenes was for a lot of Elimination Chamber of this year. If you see me step off to the side, I'm just grabbing a sip of the soda. But either way, this is episode 4 of season 1, WWE Unreal on Netflix. Once again, this is for our 200 subscriber special on the channel recently. So thank you to anybody who contributed to that. And let's get into this episode.
Rock is a massive character within our universe.
Great one, undisputed champion, so shut up, bitch!
He's one of the biggest stars in the world, coming off of last year's successful WrestleMania run.
Here's a fun fact, ladies and gentlemen. Here's a little fun fact about myself. I was watching wrestling in the Attitude Era. I got to be born soon enough to experience it and live through some of it. And let me tell you, my favorite wrestler back then was The Rock. I loved The Rock. I loved Mick Foley, Undertaker, Kane, the Hardys. There were so many great characters back in the Attitude Era. All of the personalities, but to me, my favorite amongst all of them was The Rock. I was a really big fan of The Rock. And to see The Rock's incorporation throughout the history of the company has been really great, because this is somebody who, has pretty much grown within the company, We're talking third generation superstar. The Rock obviously got successful around the Attitude Era and skyrocketed from there, left the company really when he was at the height of his popularity, decided to go make movies, and now obviously he's one of the biggest stars in Hollywood today when it comes to movies. So at the time, people thought he was doing something stupid, maybe, making a really bad call, making a really bad play, leaving at the top, when he was at the top of the company in WWE, and then shifting over to do the movies. But now, he's able to do movies full time, and that's pretty much what people paid to see him do. Obviously, we love him in the wrestling, and I love that The Rock has wanted to be more in terms of the business side of things, with his partnerships with WWE and TKO and whatnot. So I do appreciate The Rock being more hands-on involved in the business side of things, because I really do think pro wrestling needs people like The Rock, especially WWE. But once again, absolutely my favorite wrestler in the Attitude Era. Really, was a fan of his movies. I seen a lot of bad ones growing up, I'll tell you what. I sat through some bad ones, Tooth Fairy. But it's nice to see now that The Rock is more action and serious. He's doing a lot more serious roles. I remember when he was doing The Scorpion King, and that movie flopped and everything, but it's great to see how far he's come, and just to see everything that he's doing with the business now. I think it's in good hands if you leave it more along the terms of let the wrestlers kind of handle some of this shit.
The final boss obviously has a huge legacy in WWE.
The final boss. The greatest heel professional wrestling has seen. Insurmountable antagonist. There's nothing that the final boss can't do. Because this is what happens when you fuck with the final boss. There's nothing that the final boss can't say. The Rock is a director of the board, which means he's your boss. Becoming this new version has been the most gratifying decision that I've ever made. And you did it. But our story has just begun.
Dwayne Johnson and I go back almost 40 years to a childhood, all of us in Honolulu, Hawaii. We've known each other for a long time. What we found is that after WrestleMania Philly and getting a couple months of The Rock back with WWE, the WWE Universe had a huge demand to see him again. One thing...
Well, of course there's a huge demand. It's The Rock. What the fuck are you talking about, Nick Khan? Of course people are going to come see The Rock. They want to see The Rock. They're going to pay money to see The Rock. I remember years ago, when it was WrestleMania, I believe 28 was around the corner. They were doing the promos with The Rock and Cena. The Rock was not in Buffalo at the time. He was there via satellite. Cut his promo on John Cena. They did their thing at WrestleMania 28. 1 year later, I was at the exact same arena. We got to see The Rock and John Cena. Once again, main event, WrestleMania 29. This time, The Rock was in Buffalo, New York, ladies and gentlemen. I got to see him. It was a throwback episode of Monday Night Raw. They were doing the old school theme, red, white, and blue ropes, classic entrance setup, main event, fatal four-way, CM Punk, Big Show, Randy Orton, Sheamus, winner faces Undertaker, WrestleMania 29. But I did get to see The Rock, and I did get to see John Cena in the ring. They did not wrestle, but they cut a promo for WrestleMania 29, hyped it up, sold the tickets. Nick Khan, you need to learn what the fuck you're talking about. This is money. This is obviously going to sell. The people want to see it. The people are going to pay to see it. And now, Nick Khan, here's the funny thing. Before, it was actually kind of affordable to watch this shit. We would go to the arena, right? I'd buy the cheap tickets, maybe like the cheapest, $40, $35. You could probably even get them cheaper than that off of a scalper or something. I don't know. But I remember just buying the cheapest tickets we could find. And fucking now, Nick Khan, you decide to skyrocket the prices because you figure you're just going to fucking make certain appearances for certain superstars. I know how you work, Nick Khan. Don't think I don't. Don't think I don't, Nick Khan. I've been studying the business longer than you probably. But here's the thing. You're going to skyrocket the prices because you say if we're going to have Cody Rhodes here in Las Vegas at the brand new arena, because we're going to have WrestleMania in Las Vegas again, we're going to have Cody Rhodes, we're going to have Roman Reigns, we're going to have all the top superstars, bring CM Punk, bring John Cena, bring them all. Because that's how we're going to charge people $300 a fucking ticket.
About Rock is, out of all of the businesses that he's across and he's had great success in, if you gave him truth serum and said, what's your favorite business? He would tell you WWE. So we were coming out of Royal Rumble, which is one of our most popular events, and we were going into WrestleMania 41 in Las Vegas, our Super Bowl, which we had big hopes for. So
And now I hear rumors that they want to do. I don't know if this is true. They probably won't do this because traditionally, you should probably never do this historically speaking. But what is the point of having like a second WrestleMania? Not 2 nights. I like the 2-night thing. I like when WrestleMania is one time a year. I'm hearing that they want to do like a WrestleMania in like April and then a WrestleMania maybe in like September. I don't know what the fuck is going on over here, chat. I don't fucking pay attention to none of that shit. I just hear about it. Here it is. Here's what I think. Traditionally, you keep it the road to WrestleMania, right? We got Royal Rumble, we got Elimination Chamber, we got WrestleMania Night 1, Night 2. Great. Let's keep it that way. Let's just go with that, okay? Because everything else has kind of been like bullshit. We do all this shit with Saudi Arabia. Some of the matches are kind of We don't really know what the fuck is going on sometimes. We got a King of the Ring. We got a Royal Rumble. We got a fucking greatest SummerSlam of all time. Greatest WrestleMania. I don't know what the fuck is going on with that deal. But they got it. They got it apparently. But here's the thing. Everything else, other than SummerSlam, and one of my personal favorites has become Survivor Series because they do incorporate War Games a lot more in that. And War Games is one of my absolute favorite PLEs of all time. So, I mean, really... And this is another thing I'll talk about too, since we are on prices. They're going to charge people $30 a fucking month. $30 a fucking month for an ESPN and a WWE subscription. An ESPN WWE subscription package, whatever the fuck they want to call it. They're going to be charging people like $30 a month. That's like $360 a year, ladies and gentlemen. That is like $350 a year. If you fucking pay $15 a year for Peacock, let's just say, or not $15 a year, $15 a month for Peacock. If we're paying $15 a month, that's like way cheaper than fucking $360 a year, whatever they're trying to do with this ESPN shit and this WWE shit. I'm not buying into it, chat, and I recommend this. As a pro wrestling fan, when I was growing up, and I still fucking struggle financially a lot of times. I am not the greatest with my money or my bank account, I'm going to be honest with you. But when I was growing up, a lot of these pay-per-views were hard to watch, okay? We had to spend like $70 just to watch a WrestleMania. And this was like back in the day. This was 2000s, you know? So this was like, and I mean, my brother, I don't know how it was in like the 80s or the 90s, but it was like, it probably was around the same price, like 50, 60 bucks. But you were paying a good amount of money just to watch that one pay-per-view. Now, here's my suggestion. If you are also struggling, and you are also not the best with money, I say this. Maybe if you want, just afford to buy the specific months that you're interested in watching for that time being. Because I'm thinking about doing that too. $350, $360 is a lot, Triple H. I'm not really fucking with the product that much right now to be able to spend $350, $360 a year. I'm just not fucking with it that much. Especially if we're going to be booking Logan Paul in all these main events and all this bullshit. That's definitely not in my playbook. But I would say, you know, the ones that I'm definitely interested in paying for and definitely interested in watching, I'll pay $30 a month if it's a Royal Rumble. If it's an Elimination Chamber, if it's fucking the WrestleMania, Night 1, Night 2, we get that in the month. You can't just say, hey, we're going to do a WrestleMania in April, and now we want to do a WrestleMania in September, fucking, where? Saudi Arabia? Because we're going to charge people another fucking... No, Triple H, Nick Khan, just... What happened to the affordable deal? WWE Network was like $9.99 when it first came out. What happened? I get that we're doing this Netflix shit now, and we're fucking, you know, we're trying to take the product into different sponsors and you know, get some more money into it and shit. Everybody wants $1 million in their contract now if you're a wrestler for the WWE. I don't see why the fuck not. Right? All your top guys are going to want $1 million. So what the fuck? It's gotten to this point. Triple H. And that's what I'm trying to tell you. I would be interested in just paying, you know, for Royal Rumble, Elimination Chamber, WrestleMania. We got SummerSlam, and then we got fucking Survivor Series War Games, right? One of my favorites. That's about it. That's all I'm really interested in paying for. And if you added that up, if you did like 30 times 5, that would be the equivalent of what we're paying now a year for Peacock in WWE. 30 times 5 is the exact equivalent of $14.99, $15 a year for Peacock. So if I'm able to just watch the fucking 5 PLEs that I'm interested in, and that's all I'm gonna fucking pay for, so be it. So be it. Because Triple H, Nick Khan, I don't know what the fuck you're trying to do over there to people's wallets. I don't know what the fuck is going on. TV's froze. Just give me 1 second. I'm gonna talk through it until we come back. But the TV did freeze. The Roku's giving me some problems. Everything's been giving me some problems. We got the PC shutting down over here. Laptop died a while ago. That thing's fucking dead and gone. We got the PC now. That shit was dying on us the other day. Had to put it in the safe mode. Had to try to reset it. Couldn't reset it. Had to get the big brother. Come down. Take a look at it. My boy, out here working for Bethesda, told him, listen, bro, this computer shit absolutely out of my fucking league. Just fucking get it back to where it needs to be. I was trying to turn the fucking thing on. Shit wouldn't even load up Windows. I'm getting a fucking black screen. Now the TV over here is freezing. Anyway, the PC was getting a black screen anytime we try to load up Windows. I'm like, bro, just take a look at this shit. Just try to get it to fucking where I can actually get it to fucking do some shit. Here we go. Now the TV's back in order. PC, we got it back, somewhat running. This shit is dying though. Like I said, I mean, you guys don't know. My shit about 9-10 years old. You know what I'm saying? I had this and the laptop since I fucking built my studio for my music recording and shit. This shit about 9-10 years old. Has not been upgraded. Has not had anything done to it in any specifications or any upgrades, updates, anything like. I mean, obviously we update Windows, but I'm saying the fucking equipment inside of this mother is pretty much on its last string. It is not gonna last much longer, let me tell you. That thing is bound to go any fucking moment now. But we do have the TV loaded up here. We are gonna try to get back to our series. Still don't know what's going on with the gaming. Still can't afford to buy the $10 PlayStation subscription for the month. Like I said, guys, I'm a little fucked right now. We're trying to do some shit to put ourselves in a position. I just passed my OSHA 10 safety test the other day for construction and shit. That shit took about like 3 days. You had to do like 5 hours one day, 5 hours another day. They want you to take like fucking 17, 18 tests. I had to pass like 18 fucking exams. I'm like, what the fuck is this? But we got it done. Had to do like 5 the one day, fucking like 7 the next day, and then I did the final 4 on Saturday when the Bills were playing. We fucking lost to the worst team in New York, the Giants, quite possibly worst team in the NFL right now. Fucking Russell Wilson, you son of a bitch. Fuck it, we're back.
We won in Las Vegas, our Super Bowl, which we had big hopes for. So Elimination Chamber again bookended between Royal Rumble and WrestleMania Las Vegas. So
we're going to take it all the way this year, chat. The Bills are taking it all the way, all right? I don't give a fuck about no Russell Wilson on the Giants, all right? Fuck that. The West, you know what? The NFC has really good teams. They do have really good teams this year, but we're focused on taking out the Chiefs and that bitch-ass jabroni Patrick Mahomes. You already know what the objective is. You already know how we got to get it done. Don't know why the door's open. That's actually a little weird. Don't usually leave my door open when I'm recording. Maybe the ghost or something opened that. We got that taken care of now, but we're going to be taking out Patrick Mahomes later on in the year and making it to the fucking championship. We're going to win a Super Bowl. We're going to bring it back to Lombardi. The trophy is going to be in Buffalo. Maybe not this year, though. Maybe not this year because we're fucking cursed with the Ralph Wilson Stadium, and these goddamn all-white jerseys have been cursing us, too. They're bringing back the red helmets this year. Maybe that'll help. Maybe that'll help. I don't know. I'm staying hopeful. I'm staying fucking hopeful. But I believe once we take things over to the new stadium, the curse will be broken. Patrick Mahomes, you ain't gonna fucking get it done. Once we take everything to the new stadium, you are gonna get shit on. You and everybody in Kansas City. I don't give a fuck about Travis Kelce. Don't give a fuck about Taylor Swift. Fucking fuck all that. Fucking the Hamburglar you got for a coach. All of them getting shit on, left and right. And let me tell you this. I want this year, I wouldn't be mad this year. I want a year, just in general, where the Kansas City Chiefs don't even fucking qualify for a playoffs. I would love to see that. Fucking, if Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs don't even qualify one year for the playoffs, I think that's what they deserve. But I would love this year if, like, the Ravens and the Eagles are kind of the best teams in their respective conference. AFC, you know, you got the Ravens. They're pretty stacked right now with Henry and Lamar. And then again on the Eagles, you got Jalen and Saquon Barkley. So, again, I see them kind of being the best teams in their respective conferences. But, like I said, I want things to go over to the new stadium next year in Buffalo. We're going to break the curse. Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs, there's going to be a season you guys don't even fucking qualify for the playoffs. Thank the Lord above. And we are going to get a real fucking playoff bracket and some real fucking playoff action in this football.
You had Elimination Chamber in Toronto with a tough Canadian economy, and it was a little bit of a concern as to how do we over-deliver. And felt one big answer to that was to get Rock. We knew Travis Scott was coming to Elimination Chamber. He's a big WWE fan. We're obviously big fans of Travis. Rock gets on the phone.
I'm a big fan too, Nick Khan. I'm a big fan too. Do you listen to my music?
Pace by pace. All I know is each of them called me and said, "We think we got it for Elimination Chamber."
And here we are in the writer's room for what I'm assuming is the lead up to Elimination Chamber.
Rock is going to be there in New Orleans, and he will lead to a promo that will end that Elimination Chamber. Trying to drive up Elimination Chamber. So basically call Cody out. That will lead Cody to thinking about it and him saying, "Let's get Elimination Chamber, you give me an answer."
Now here's the thing, they are discussing the lead up for Elimination Chamber, and it was already predetermined that The Rock was going to show up at Elimination Chamber, but that was going to be it. It wasn't going to be nothing more. They just kind of want The Rock to come out and challenge Cody or something. This is the discussion leading up to the whole plot. And what we know now, I originally wanted Cody Rhodes to accept the offer of The Rock and the final boss, and I wanted Cody Rhodes to turn heel. They decided to do a 360. They said, you know what? Cody Rhodes is apparently the fucking poster child of the WWE right now. His entire character is to be the good guy WWE champion. Sure, why the hell not? What are we going to do with John Cena, though? They want to see John Cena versus Cody Rhodes. Can't do a face versus face match. Why the fuck would we do that? They just ended up doing that shit at SummerSlam, and that shit absolutely flopped, in my opinion. Absolutely no reason to fucking do that, so we already know how that shit works out. But what you can do is you can turn John Cena heel. John Cena already been a heel most of his time when he started with the company, but people hasn't seen his heel character in a while. And one of the great things that I love about John Cena, people always wanted John Cena to turn heel back around like 2012, 2013, right around that era, like I said, right around the same time that The Rock kind of came back, and, you know, we're talking WrestleMania 28 and whatnot. But Cena, the one thing I love about him is that he never had to be a bad guy because people already hated him. And that was the great thing about his character. He just fucking was himself. John Cena was just always trying to be himself, and people hated him for that. So, technically, he never really had to turn heel because anywhere he went, it was, let's go Cena, Cena sucks. Right? And it was like that for a while. Pretty much while he was with the company through that entire, like, 2010s. But also, you know, the heel turn with Cena, I did like it. I did think that it was nice to see, you know, how they worked it with the angle at WrestleMania, turning him heel, and then putting the 17 time on him. I really liked how they did that. But like I said, recently what they did with the character, just turning Cena backface, it kind of takes away from that heel turn to me, in a way. I don't know, it kind of defeats the whole purpose. And now what we know, like I said, everything that kind of happened at this year's WrestleMania, the only good thing I really can say is that they did put the title on Cena and he got to win 17, and he got to beat Ric Flair's record. But looking back on it now, I mean, people were really disappointed with everything with, like, The Rock and Travis and, you know, just a whole lot of shit overall. I don't really think that this year's WrestleMania was better than WrestleMania 40 the year before in Philadelphia. But everything that did occur with the Cena heel turn, it just kind of defeats the purpose now of what we've seen recently with these writers and everything that happened at SummerSlam. As soon as I seen them turn Cena face, and you can watch it on the last episode when we talked about it, I talked about it. As soon as Cena came out and they turned him face, I knew something was fucking wrong. I knew that this was not going to be good. But yeah, he started drinking beers with Cody in the road and shit. I turned off Cody in the ring, and then I turned off the channel. They put on a fucking mystery iguana match. I said, yep, fair enough. And then you got the SummerSlam main event. John Cena, Cody Rhodes. They took the title off of Cena. Brock Lesnar came back. Whoop-de-fucking-do. Has anybody heard or seen anything about Brock Lesnar? Nope, didn't think so. Because once again, the point is to sell tickets. The point is to sell tickets, ladies and gentlemen. Specific events for special events is only when certain characters and certain wrestlers are going to make an appearance, because that's everything it is now. Nick Khan, Triple H, they both agree. They say, hey, if we want to charge $300, $400, I've seen maybe $600 a ticket. This is for a fucking Monday Night Raw. This is not for a WrestleMania. This is for a Monday Night Raw. If we're talking like $600 a ticket here, that's when you're going to be able to see your Brock Lesnar's, your Roman Reigns, all your top stars. If the tickets are cheap and affordable, you probably ain't getting that great of a night. I'm just going to be honest with you. In current today's wrestling standards. But, like I said, they took the title off of Cena. They fucking brought back Brock. Whoop-de-fucking-do. Nobody's heard or seen anything from him because, again, it's not going to mean anything until there's a fucking important thing coming up. It's not going to mean anything until probably around Survivor Series War Games. If you're lucky, he might wait until fucking next year's Royal Rumble. You know what I mean? Because that's the type of shit that they're pulling now. You might be lucky the next time you see Brock Lesnar, you might be lucky if it's on the next road to WrestleMania. I'm just being quite fucking honest with you. Because that's the way the company is doing shit right now. I thought maybe best case scenario leading up to Survivor Series, you could have did like a triple threat. Cody, Cena, Brock Lesnar. It doesn't even look like we're getting that now. Because they're doing this whole fucking angle with Logan Paul and Cena. And like I said, I can't. Triple H, WWE, I can't be paying no fucking $30 a month for ESPN and the WWE package if we're going to be booking Logan Paul this frequently and this much and putting him in this many main events. I'm just not with that shit, bro. I'm just not fucking with that shit. Like, I'm not paying $30 a month for that. And like I said, they did what they did with Cena. I didn't like it. The whole SummerSlam angle happened. And now you got this shit with Logan Paul happening again. It's just not my cup of tea. It's not really what I'm fucking with. But apparently that's what they're going with right now. Do I think it's worth $30 a month for ESPN Plus and a WWE package? Fuck no.
Give me an answer, Joe.
I'll give you specific months, Triple A. I'll give you specific months where I'll pay my money. We'll talk, Royal Rumble, Elimination Chamber, WrestleMania. Sure, Road to WrestleMania. I'm down with that. That's $90 right there. That's $90 right there. 3 months. Then you got SummerSlam. Gotta watch that. And then we got Survivor Series War Games. One of my all-time favorite PLEs now. Absolutely love War Games. I gotta see that. That's 5 PLEs. You got me at 5 PLEs right now, Triple H, but that's all I can do. That's all I can do. That's about 120 right there. Or at least like 140. 3, 6, 9, 20. Yeah, we're talking like 140, 150 for like 5 PLEs right there. So
But I wanted to
that's kind of what I'm looking at, Triple H.
I want you to be my champion. I want you to think about it. At Elimination Chamber on March 1st, you give me your answer then.
I wanted Cody Rhodes to accept the offer. All right, listen, fuck Michael Hayes. Alright, fucking Michael Hayes, VP Creative of Writing. And I get it, he has history with wrestling. Michael Hayes, Bruce Pritchard, whoop-de-fucking-do. Once again, to me, they're all Vince's fucking right hands. They're all Vince's carnies. I'm not fucking with Michael Hayes. I'm not fucking with Bruce Pritchard anymore. I've seen what they've done, okay? And what they've done throughout the years, sure. Some of it has been great. Some of it not so great. They have done some great things, I'll be honest. Probably responsible for most of my childhood growing up with the company and watching the WWE product. Like I said, grew up with the Attitude Era. Transitioned into the Ruthless Aggression Era. Then you had, I had a period where I didn't watch for a while because around 2012 my dad did die. But around, 2013, 2014, I didn't really watch much of 2014 or 2015, I'm going to be honest. Because I was still kind of like not watching a lot of the product. And then I got back into it again. But like I said, throughout all of this time, we've had Vince McMahon, for the most part, and his fucking right-hand crew of fucking Michael Hayes and Bruce Pritchard. Really, Bruce Pritchard, Michael Hayes, VP of Creative Writing, so probably somewhere a little bit different than Bruce Pritchard, but in the same kind of authority, if you will, in the same kind of authority, in the same kind of honor and responsibilities for what he has to get done. But I want to see different people now. I'm sick of hearing Michael Cole on commentary. I've been hearing Michael Cole on commentary for like the past fucking 20 years. I'm good on Michael Cole on commentary. I would like to really do something with Big E. I think Big E would be fucking great on commentary. CM Punk, he decided to come back recently. He's great at commentary. If he decides to ever put down the boots and fucking, hey, maybe it's time to walk away from the ring because we all have that day. As a pro wrestler, you all have that day where it's time to fucking say, okay, I gotta walk away now, but maybe CM Punk don't walk away entirely. He just says, I gotta fucking, hang up the boots, but I'm gonna do something on commentary. I think that would be great. We need shit like that. We need shit like Paul Heyman in Michael Hayes' position. I would rather have Paul Heyman and William Regal over fucking Michael Hayes and Bruce Pritchard any fucking day of the week. I said as a joke one time, you just give me Bubba Ray and you give me Rob Van Dam, and I'll put together a way fucking better show than whatever the fuck we're watching on Monday Night Raw on Netflix and Friday Night SmackDown right now. What the fuck are these guys thinking? Every single week, I've seen so many mistakes and so many errors in the writing, and people still fucking just say, hey, it's okay, we're gonna fucking move on from it. It's not okay. It's not, but hey, it's like you get a really bad cut and you say you need stitches, but we're just going to put a Band-Aid on it. And then that Band-Aid is going to fall off eventually. And then you're going to be like, well, just give me another Band-Aid. That's what they're doing with the writing.
It's like in concert, but he doesn't have a script that he's going to adhere to verbatim.
I have heard rumors that the main writer for, or the main booker, the main producer for Monday Night Raw is Triple H, right? And we see that pretty much frequently at the end of every Netflix now. When you watch Netflix on Monday Night Raw, at the end of the show, it is produced by Paul Levesque. That's Triple H. So I am pretty sure that that is a true rumor. He's the main producer for Monday Night Raw. I've heard a rumor that Paul Heyman is the main producer for SmackDown. Don't really know how true that is now, because when I see the end of the show main producer for SmackDown usually says Paul Levesque. That's Triple H. Again, Triple H, Bruce Pritchard, Michael Hayes. Triple H, I'm good, right? He can do his thing. Fuck it. We're good with Triple H, okay? But we gotta get Michael Hayes and Bruce Pritchard the fuck up out of here, bro. Just try something different. Let's try something different. Why the fuck not? It's a new era. We're doing new things. Sure, some of the shit that Michael Hayes and Bruce Pritchard did in the past, that shit worked. That's great. Good for them. They did their thing. Now we're doing something else.
Every dream you've ever had, I can make come true. My brother.
At some point, the Attitude Era had to move on from Vince Russo, right? We had to fucking get rid of Vince Russo at one point. We had to fucking move on from that guy. So what the fuck are we doing here, guys? Like, come on. I get that these guys have done great things in the past for the WWE. Long term, great. Not saying anything bad about that. Cool. But we gotta move the fuck on. We gotta fucking get some new people in here and some new ideas and just try some different shit out, because I want to completely, I want to completely feel refreshed when I'm watching this product every single week. I want people to feel like, hey, if they're going to charge us fucking $30 a month for an ESPN and a WWE, I want people to feel like it's going to be worth $30 a month, whatever the fuck they're watching. And Logan Paul ain't it. Logan Paul ain't it. Fuck Prime. Fuck Prime. Body Armor is way better than Prime. And I'm not even sponsored by Body Armor. But hey, if they want to do it, I'm down with it. But Body Armor, go buy yourself some Body Armor, chat. If you're putting Prime in your body, you gotta switch it the fuck up. Because you should not be giving Logan Paul no more money than he already has. You need to go to the fucking supermarket, your local grocery store, put some fucking Body Armor, alright? They got... At mine, I'm only able to buy the 2 flavors, the strawberry, banana. You got the orange mango. They're great. Highly recommend it. Fucking don't give no more money to Logan Paul, because this is the type of shit.
I want your soul.
Rightfully so, when The Rock shows up, it can't just be for a special appearance and to wave some hands, raise an eyebrow, and then leave.
I'll see you in Toronto.
I gotta take a sip of the soda, chat.
On March 1st.
I gotta take a sip of the soda.
It's got to be something seismic.
I think in the moment, fans were liking it, but they weren't sure what it was going to be.
Oh my God, he wants him to sell his
Well, no
soul.
shit, it was
That's
nothing.
Crazy. Chat, is Cody gonna sell out?
It ended up being nothing.
Cody Rhodes eventually turn heel, become corporate Cody. That's a very believable storyline.
I wanted it to happen.
As to what WWE could be cooking up here, and
I did want Cody Rhodes to accept the offer. The final boss, they couldn't do it. They couldn't turn Cody Rhodes heel. God forbid we fucking turn the fucking poster child of the WWE currently. Fuck it. You know what? Like I said, I'm happy with everything that happened with the Cena turning heel and the main event at 41. They put the 17 time on him. He got his championship. But recently it's just been fucked. What the fuck is the plan with Cody moving forward too? We've seen fucking Cody fight everybody on the roster at this point. Like I said, maybe do something with Brock in the future. But I really don't see shit like that happening until maybe next Road to WrestleMania. It's like, that's like further down the line. SummerSlam just happened, guys. Your next big pay-per-view is Survivor Series War Games. So you got to be thinking, who's going to challenge Cody Rhodes? I'd like to see, Randy Orton. Randy Orton, I would say, is a pretty good fucking... If I had to go with something right now, and like I said, I'm giving you guys ideas, and I'm not even fucking working for Triple H and the WWE right now. This is the type of shit I'm talking about, though. They could be hiring me. They could be hiring me right the fuck now. But I would rather see, at Survivor Series War Games, if we are doing anything with Cody Rhodes right now, just fucking let Randy Orton get his rematch. Maybe put another championship on Randy Orton, because I think that's kind of the way to go. Like I said, we've seen Cody fight just about, or wrestle everybody else just about on the roster. I mean, there's really not a lot left for this guy to do. It's like, what the fuck is the plan? So I think one of the better ideas for me would be, put him back with Randy. Let Randy and Cody kind of work a match for fucking Survivor Series War Games this year. And fucking maybe put the title on Randy, because and they've been doing a lot with Randy too recently, right? He just had his main event with Cena recently at Backlash, had the match with Cody for the King of the Ring spot, obviously lost to Cody. But I think, I think that would actually be maybe the way to go. If I'm looking at it from my standpoint and my perspective, I would say Randy Orton versus Cody for Survivor Series.
and now we have more questions and answers.
I don't know what we just watched, but I'm intrigued.
I thought it was perfect. You always want to leave the fans wanting a little more.
And I can't really say, I mean, obviously you got Roman up there too, but I can't really say anything with Roman because everything that they've been writing and doing with Roman right now is just fucked too. Like this whole angle with like, whatever's happening with like Seth and Braun and Paul Heyman on Raw, it's just so fucking, it's all over the place. It really is. It's so all over the place for me. I'll tell you this, chat. I'll tell you my thing, right? When SummerSlam was coming up, I actually wanted Braun Breaker versus Gunther. What we know now, after watching this WWE Unreal series, at WrestleMania, they were actually going to have CM Punk versus Gunther. That didn't end up happening. Ended up giving it to Jey Uso. They ended up giving it to Yeet. The opportunity for Yeet. Obviously, well-deserved. He earned it. Jey Uso did his thing. WrestleMania, beat Gunther, put the title on him. Further down the line, you got CM Punk versus Gunther at SummerSlam. I'm not against it, but I did want Braun Breaker versus Gunther. And now, what we know that happened at SummerSlam, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense to have Braun Breaker beat Gunther if they're going to have Seth Rollins cash in Money in the Bank, so on and so forth. Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker pretty much work together. Granted, would have added for some interesting storytelling, because, yeah, they do kind of have the same kind of faction alliance right now between Seth and Braun Breaker. Would have added, some disruption right there if Seth Rollins did decide to cash in on a Braun Breaker. That's not what they did. Because obviously Seth Rollins and CM Punk have a little bit more chemistry and a little bit more history together. They're not friends by any means. They're enemies, rivals in the WWE. So it does make sense for Seth Rollins to cash in on a CM Punk. In my little perfect world, for like 5 minutes, in my perfect world, we had Pepsi Phil as our WWE World Heavyweight Champion, and heel, not face, heel, John Cena as our WWE Undisputed Champion. For 5 minutes in my little perfect world, that's how I like to imagine it. Obviously, that's not what happened in reality, but what they're doing with Seth Rollins, I like. Seth on Monday Night Raw is fine, but there's just so much shit all over the place. Like I said, everything they're doing with Roman and Braun and just the Seth Rollins and the fucking CM Punk. LA Knight I absolutely hate. I don't even know why he's booked in the fucking main event right now. You gotta get LA Knight the fuck up out of here. I wouldn't even be offering LA Knight a contract for next year if it was me. I mean, if we're taking guys like Karrion Kross off the roster, and that's my thing, you hate me for saying I'm not gonna give fucking, I'm not going to give LA Knight an extended contract, or I'm not going to renew his contract. They just removed one of my favorite wrestlers, somebody that I would have fucking pushed, somebody that I would have booked way more in the main event, Karrion Kross. Okay, and I love Karrion Kross. I feel so bad that, things happened recently and things didn't really go the way that they might have creatively. Better off for his career and his kind of character, what he needed, I believe. But it's so unfortunate that Karrion Kross now is kind of sitting on the sidelines. Probably going to end up doing something with AEW or another promotion, obviously. But they let go one of the bigger stars that I would have ended up pushing over in LA Knight, and that's just my opinion. Again, guys, we can all agree to disagree, or maybe just agree. Maybe all disagree. I don't know, but it's whatever. This is just how I feel about it. I would have rather had Karrion Kross over in LA Knight. Obviously, they decided not to do anything with Karrion Kross, and they're going to do something with LA Knight. So, again, everything just happening with those stories and that writing, I don't really agree with. I wouldn't be doing it right now. Seth Rollins as champion is fine. We've been doing the Seth Rollins and the CM Punk angle for a while now, and obviously Drew McIntyre involved in that too. Guys, they're fucking, again, they got too many cooks in the kitchen. They just got too many cooks in the kitchen. You just need Gordon Ramsay. You just need Gordon Ramsay, and you need 2 other people. And maybe, like I said, if we want to do 2 people for Raw, 2 people for SmackDown, 2 people for NXT, I think that would be way better. I think that would be way better than having fucking 6, 7 writers trying to do fucking 2, 3 shows, and then a PLE, and then all this other shit. Saturday night's main event. Gotta fucking work in it. We're doing shit in Saudi Arabia now. We gotta fucking work it. Like, it's just, guys, just bring down your writing staff. Fucking pay the guys the money that they deserve. I'll fucking work for less. I'll work for way less money than you're paying Michael Hayes and Bruce Pritchard. Let me tell you. I'll work for way less than what you're paying them right now. And I'll probably give you some good ideas here, Triple H. I just gave you Randy Orton versus Cody for Survivor Series.
I thought it was perfect. You always want to leave the fans wanting a little more. Whether they were going to get it or not, we knew they would. They didn't necessarily know that they would. At Elimination Chamber, we think we made wrestling history.
Tonight, I officially announce my retirement from the WWE. I wish physically I could do this longer. From a professional standpoint, I hope the investment that was made in me returns 100-fold.
I've seen this before.
John Cena, one of the greatest performers in the history of our business, is at a place in time in his life where he's transitioning out of the business. He is moving on to Hollywood. He is doing other things. And John...
Now here's the thing, too. If you look at two of my favorite wrestlers... excuse me. If you look at two of my favorite wrestlers, we talked about The Rock, how he obviously left the company at the height, went to Hollywood, started making movies, and now obviously a little bit back and forth, in and out of the company, way more involved with the business side of things other than, you know, trying to get into the ring and be a wrestler now, but still does his thing from time to time. John Cena, though, on the other hand, when we talk about Cena, I was a big fan of Cena from the time he came into the company. Really loved what he did as the heel character when he, you know, was 2004, 2005. But along 2005, started getting that babyface push and worked his way as the top guy in the company. Him and Batista really got that push at WrestleMania 21, where the company said, hey, this is going to be what we're going with now for the future. And that's kind of also what I'm trying to say here, too. It got to a point in time where Vince McMahon, all his big stars left, right? The Rock left. The Rock decided to go make movies in Hollywood. Stone Cold couldn't wrestle no more. Stone Cold was broken. Stone Cold, he had way too many injuries, and his body decided, I'm good with this shit. I'm not going to do this no more, Steve. I need to give it up. So that's what Stone Cold did. Brock Lesnar decided he was going to take his ball and go to the UFC, so he did that. Goldberg, he just said fuck everything, and he was good on everything, so fuck Goldberg. Goldberg decided, yeah, I'm fucking good on wrestling because wrestling isn't giving me what I'm worth or whatever the fuck Goldberg thinks he deserves. He got everything that he was handed in fucking WCW, but that's a whole nother video. Goldberg, if you're watching, go fuck yourself. But, you know, all of Vince's top guys, Stone Cold, The Rock, Goldberg, Brock Lesnar, all these guys, they left. And, you know, it was really up to Vince McMahon to say, hey, dude, we gotta fucking do something. I gotta figure out who's gonna be the next thing that we're gonna really try to go with here. Who's gonna be the top stars? And obviously this has happened throughout the course of history. But it got to the point, like I said, you lost Stone Cold, you lost The Rock, no more Brock Lesnar, no more Goldberg. Who do we got? Well, we got Batista, we got John Cena, we got Randy Orton. Those were the next in line. And really, not a bad play by the WWE, because now, still today, two of the biggest stars still today are Randy Orton and Cena. But really, you know, it's happened throughout the course of history, guys. I mean, once Cena, and I mean, you could say, it's sad that Batista left really early when he did, but again, he wanted to leave and, you know, just go take his efforts to Hollywood and try to make movies. Obviously doing his thing now with that. So you can say, obviously, once Cena left, the main guy really became Roman Reigns. But really, you know, it was supposed to be the Shield after Cena and Randy Orton. It was really going to be Roman, Seth Rollins, and Dean Ambrose. All your members of the Shield. Obviously, Daniel Bryan was doing his thing in the company for a while, too. Daniel Bryan got a massive push, massive win at the WrestleMania 30, I believe, where he won both championships, became unified champion. So things like that. For certain characters, they do happen. If anything, Cody Rhodes, to me, has kind of lived a more character style of almost a Daniel Bryan. Because he's this character that they've pushed in a way where it's like, you know, he has to accomplish the dream. He's trying to get the dream done for Dusty. He's trying to fucking become WWE champion. All of that reminds me a lot of what they were doing with Daniel Bryan at a time. I can't really say that Cody Rhodes is anything like a John Cena. I just don't see that. You guys have to understand, I've been watching Cody Rhodes ever since he came into the company. Ever since Cody Rhodes started, I was watching him. I don't feel the same way about Cody that if people are comparing him to John Cena, I don't see that shit. I definitely don't. If anything, I'm still seeing Cody as like this babyface legacy, kind of learning under Randy Orton and the learning tree of Orton. He is not the John Cena character that I think people make him out to be. As great as those comparisons are, I just don't see it. John Cena, to me, if anything, is most like Hulk Hogan. John Cena is my generation's Hulk Hogan. Cody Rhodes is nothing like those two characters to me, by any means. Like I said, if I had to actually compare Cody Rhodes to anybody, his story recently and what they've been doing with him recently in the WWE reminds me a lot of what they did with Daniel Bryan. So, if I had to just be honest, that's kind of how I feel about it. And I would still say that I prefer Daniel Bryan over Cody Rhodes. That's just me. But again, recently what they've done with Cody, I don't see him being better than John Cena. I actually liked it more when Cody Rhodes had the record of never beating John Cena. I never wanted Cody Rhodes to beat John Cena. Don't think he should have beat John Cena. It happened at SummerSlam, is what it is. But Cody Rhodes is definitely not like a John Cena by any means. If I had to compare him to anybody recently, it would probably be like a Daniel Bryan. Oh, they took us all the way back, chat. Okay. So, let's see here.
Was made in me returns 100-fold.
I've seen that before.
John Cena, one of the greatest performers in the history of our business, is at a place in time in his life where he's transitioning out of the business. He is moving on to Hollywood. He is doing other things. And John is going to come back for right at about 1 calendar year with a limited number of dates.
So it seems like really once Stone Cold, The Rock, Brock Lesnar, Goldberg, once they all left, you had your John Cena, you had your Randy Ortons, you had your Batistas. But like I said, once Batista kind of left, it kind of felt like this period of like, well, we really just have Cena and Orton right now. And then things started to shift a bit with CM Punk as well. So then you started to get a lot more bigger star capacity, a lot more popularity on guys like CM Punk, guys like Daniel Bryan, your Seth Rollins, your Roman Reigns, your Dean Ambrose. So further down the line, they did find those stars. And what I love now, what the company decides to do, you have your NXT, where you can actually build and actually have like a fundamental place for a lot of these wrestlers to come and work their way with the audience and really get over with the audience before they're ever on like a main roster or like a live Raw or SmackDown. Really try to work them with the audience, see how popular they get over with an NXT. Not to say that the same thing is going to happen on the main roster. Obviously, they've tried to do it before, and it hasn't worked out before. Sometimes it has, sometimes it hasn't. But it really takes certain characters as well. You know, when you look at it now, also talking about the future, it takes certain characters also coming over from NXT just to get over on a main roster now when we're talking about the future of the company. So if we are looking further down the line, I mean, you gotta say, I mean, obviously we've had Roman, Seth, CM Punk. I would say further down the line though, you gotta give it more to like a Dominic Mysterio. it's really them trying to build characters. Like I said, Cody is box office for them right now, but Cody isn't like, I don't want to. I don't want to see Cody in the main event like 15, 20 years from now still trying to go into WrestleMania or something, you know what I mean? But it's like further down the line, they're still trying to work what's going to come after Cody, what's going to come after Roman, what's going to come after Seth. That's kind of, that's what they have to start thinking about.
And he has a 25 plus year career of it.
Really, we got guys like Dominic, Solo Sikoa, Jacob Fatu. So, like, right there, but again, it's just building the next future stars of the company. And again, I would like to see guys like Dominic, Solo really be put in those kind of positions.
Aches, pains, and injuries that will dictate the performance that he gives us.
It's a little bit different, right? Because Rey Mysterio obviously wasn't the most popular superstar in the company at one exact period of time, but he did have his championships, and he was really popular with the cruiserweight audience and the audience that loved just that, cruiserweight style of wrestling. For a lot of the smaller guys, it is hard. I mean, and Jericho has always said it too. I mean, it's like, to be kind of thrown in that spot, it doesn't happen to everybody. That's why I do like AEW giving the chances to like guys like Jon Moxley's, your Chris Jericho's. You do see them put the title on Daniel Bryan and everything, because it's like a lot of that division really shines on a lot more of like the independent circuits and stuff. In WWE, you've always had like those massive kind of bodybuilder physiques, and it's like, your Hulk Hogan's, Andre the Giant's, John Cena, Batista, Roman Reigns. It's more of those kind of characters that kind of become the top guy, because you have to sell them as the top guy. It has to be believable. But there have been periods throughout the company as well where somebody like a Dominic, somebody like Penta, they can get over as a champion because they have that popularity, and they're just so popular in their division that it's hard to deny them any success.
If it was a movie, we would CGI John Cena and make him look...
One of my favorite wrestlers of all time, Bret the Hitman Hart. Technically a cruiserweight wrestler, technically a submission wrestler, technically a technical wrestler, right? Not the most powerful, not the strongest. Just knew how to be a technical wrestler, knew how to win with submissions. Bret the Hitman Hart, one of the greatest wrestlers of all time. Who was his rival? Shawn Michaels. Both of them considered two of the most technical wrestlers of all time. Is Roman Reigns a technical wrestler? Not exactly. But he's one of the most popular wrestlers right now for the company. So it's things like that.
Like everybody's greatest...
Is John Cena the most technical wrestler of all time? No. John Cena, not really the most technical wrestler of all time either. Once again, one of the fucking top guys in the company for a very long time.
Memory of John Cena. It's not the way it works in our business. Reality drives what we do.
I just want everybody to be entertained. I want to leave the business better than I found it. I want to get out of my health.
His farewell does not end tonight. We are going to build so many unforgettable lasts. The 2025 Elimination Chamber will be my last. Las Vegas, WrestleMania 2025 will be the last WrestleMania I compete in.
I went out into the bowl with the people. I was there, and I couldn't really hear what John was saying because the crowd was too loud. So we got back. I was like, well, what was that? And he's just like, oh, I just said I'm retiring. He's earned the right to go out how he wants.
John will be in programming, which means a top character slot in your programming. As amazing as that is, it comes with a lot of ifs, a lot of questions, and a lot of what are we sort of going to really get when we get into this.
So, If you want some, hurry up and come get some. Because the last time is now. Pretty crazy out here, huh?
That's me, you tell me. Oh my God, you almost had me in tears back here, man. I didn't know you were calling it today.
We've seen The Rock embrace the dark side in his latest return to the ring. In this final run, do you think there's any chance we see a darker side of John Cena?
I don't know how much impact that would have, because that goes heavily against what I value.
And it happened, chat. We got John Cena on the dark side.
Die, Rocky, die. That's the gratitude I get from you pieces of crap.
To be a heel, first and foremost, you've got to love people not liking you.
If you can dribble this basketball 15 times consecutively, I'm going to give you $500. There you go. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Oops.
I love the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase, when I was growing up. That was like one of my favorite heel characters when I first started watching wrestling. I was always a big fan of guys like Jimmy Snuka, Macho Man. I loved Ted DiBiase, $1 Million Man. I loved, really, you know, Bam Bam. I liked a lot of the more like oddball kind of characters. But yeah, those would probably be like a lot of my top ones. Jimmy Superfly, I loved. Macho Man, Ted DiBiase. I loved the Road Warriors as a tag team. That was like a lot of the real earlier stuff. And like I said, I mean, I had Bret Hart, Owen Hart. That was really like my what I grew up on. That was like my bread and butter right there. Hogan, you know, I liked Hogan, but I really wasn't a big fan until I seen what he did with the NWO and WCW. That's when I started really liking Hogan a little bit more. Like I said, I always liked guys like Sergeant Slaughter, $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase. I liked a lot of the oddball characters, Bam Bam, Mick Foley. And then when it came to like who was the best, in my opinion, it was guys like Bret Hart, Owen Hart, Jimmy Superfly Snuka, Macho Man. Those were my favorites. Ric fucking Flair. Obviously, that was more WCW, but I grew up on... I tried to watch both because my brother had the tapes, and I just grew up in both. But really, you know, grew up during the Attitude Era, and my favorite was The Rock, and The Rock was always a heel. And I seen The Rock lose a tremendous amount of times, you know, throughout the course of his heel run, but also had some good times in there as well. But really... if we're talking about a heel, you have to embrace that character, because back in the day, when, you know, heels were heels, when they were bad guys and shit wasn't, you know, exposed to people the way that it is today, people didn't really know that these guys were kind of acting or putting on a character or just playing a role. Back in the day, you were a bad guy, you stayed in that character. Okay, if you were a wrestler and you were a bad guy, you were a bad guy anywhere you went. In public, fucking at your hotel, if you were at the police station, you were always in character. And you were always believable as a bad guy. Because you embraced that hate. They wanted to actually put that heat on the character, because that's what sold back in the day. If people hated you, they wanted you to lose. If people hated you, they wanted to come to the shows, they wanted to boo you. But if you were a heel back in the day for the WWE, you had to really stay in character at all times. It was hard to really break that code. If you broke that code, probably some consequences would happen, because they did not like shit like that. When I was growing up too, you know, a lot of the wrestlers that I always liked were heel wrestlers, because they knew how to always... I want to say, just advance the story. They always knew how to advance the story, so that way they put their opponent, they put the good guy, they put their opponent, the good guy, the face, the baby face, in a position to where the audience wants to see them win, right? They want the bad guy to lose. Now they want to see the bad guy lose. How do we give them that? Well, they gotta hate you. They gotta want to see you lose some way or another. And I always loved how the heels in wrestling were able to kind of always take the lower end of things, right? As opposed to being the major star in the company. We're going to put Hulk Hogan over. We're going to fucking put, Cena. There was a lot of guys, there was a lot of heel characters throughout the course of history who just had to know when to lose, okay? Because we're going to do the right thing for the company tonight, and we're going to put over the babyface, so...
We didn't get to 15, Sean.
I think there's many categories for being a good heel.
Are you kidding? What a despicable act that was! The truth of the matter is, I'm your father, Dominic. I made fun of you. Oh, no, sir. No, sir. No, sir. Hulk Hogan's here! You know what? Whose side is he on? Oh, my God! What the hell is going on? The worst shot ever given to professional wrestling.
Totally fabricated emotion.
Speak of the devil, the heel turn, Hulk Hogan in WCW, when he became the NWO and Hollywood Hogan. One of the greatest heel turns in professional wrestling, because it was such a shock and a surprise, because, again, nobody thought that the greatest good guy in the history of pro wrestling could ever be a bad guy. But like I said, sometimes that's just the thing that happens. Sometimes, especially around the 90s, in that Attitude Era, late 90s, I'm going to say, in the late 90s, Attitude Era, ECW, WCW, a lot more of the villains were the popular characters. A lot more of your villains became the popular characters just because people were so sick and tired of that good guy, babyface persona. Hey, I'm going to come out here, I'm going to win for the fans. Even if I don't win for the fans, they're still going to love me and they're going to want me to see. They got tired of seeing shit like that, right? In the Attitude Era, your biggest stars were even guys like Stone Cold, who were pretty much an anti-hero because they weren't considered fundamentally or traditionally a good guy. Stone Cold based his character off a serial killer. So, I mean, what the fuck? Like, you know what I mean? So, late 90s, Attitude Era, ECW, WCW too, a lot of your villains and a lot of your bad guys were the top guys in the company, which I really loved to see at that time. That's why a lot of the late 90s too is some of my favorite time for wrestling, because they did give a lot of that credit to the bad guys, and you got to see more storylines where the bad guys were kind of on top and, getting the championship more time than the baby faces, and having the championship long tenures, like year tenures and whatnot. I mean, WWE, I remember, guys like Triple H, JBL, they had the title for like year periods. Like Triple H, year run, JBL, fucking year run. So like, there were periods where like your top heels were your top wrestlers in the company. It does happen.
It doesn't sell tickets. So my legal name, and I need many of them, is Michael Joseph Seitz. I have been known as Lord Michael Hayes, Freebird Michael P.S. Hayes. The P.S. stands for purely sexy. Some people, they don't make good heels because they need adulation. They need to be...
Like I said, Jay, I was growing up, I was not a fan of the Freebirds. I liked the Road Warriors. I liked Animal and Hawk. They were like my favorite tag team. So...
cheered. They need to be approved by society.
Road Warriors, the Hout Foundation, fucking British Bulldog, I mean, Owen Hart, Razor Ramon. These were the days, I actually got a really nice thing because I got to see a lot of how it started with guys like that. Your Hogans, your Ric Flairs, Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels. I got to see a lot of that stuff because of my brother. And then, like I said, I got to experience the Attitude Era. I got to live through ECW, which was one of my favorite promotions growing up, if not my favorite promotion. Got to see the Ruthless Aggression Era. Got to see all of that. But like I said, if I had to make a big change, I would definitely be doing away with Michael Hayes and Bruce Pritchard, because to me, they were always Vince's carnies and they were always Vince's right-hand guys, and I just want to see a completely different change. I want to fucking repaint the whole house. You know what I'm saying? The house has been this color for years and years. Now we got a new family moving in. I need to paint it something else now.
The last thing I ever needed was approval by society. We were rock and roll stars that fought for a living. I made a lot of money looking up the lights, and what that means is it's laying on my back getting pinned because I was the bad guy.
And Michael Hayes, exactly adding to what I was just saying, if you're the bad guy in pro wrestling, you get used to losing, or you just get used to making the good guy look better than you, because that's kind of the way that it's supposed to be. The bad guy to me was always one of my favorites, because they just said, hey, at the end of the day, I'm still over, I'm still a top guy in the company, and you know, if I have to lose the match at the end of the day, then so be it. And I always respected and I always credited that.
I had my opportunities where I would win, leading to the big story, the final chapter, where the good guy prevails. In this industry, winning's important, but it's not the only thing. Creating interest for the fans, that's what it's fucking all about.
Within the confines of WWE, a babyface is your good guy, and a heel is your bad guy. My government name, my birth given name is Austin Watson. And then when I started on the independent wrestling scene, I was the Batman for a while. But I was dressed in red, white, and blue, and so my name eventually changed to Awesome Austin Creed, which also Austin Creed is my gamer tag, but then my WWE name is Xavier Woods. I am a part of a group called The New Day. It's easily the greatest tag team of all time, the greatest trio, the greatest group. We took the world by storm. We've been babyface for a very long time, very much a crowd favorite, very much family, fun, energy. The members are myself, Kofi Kingston, and Big E. A few years before now, Big E had a terrible injury where he landed on the floor on his head upside down and broke his neck. And because of that, he was no longer able to wrestle anymore. And on December 2nd, it was our 10-year anniversary. And so
Big E did break his neck, suffered a neck injury, no longer able to wrestle because of so. WWE, can we please get Big E on commentary? I need it to happen.
Oh, on the day of our anniversary,
It's your boys now!
he then decided to show up.
And it just wouldn't be the same without him.
You are seeing this hope of Big E, the crowd's favorite person in all of wrestling, more or less.
I've never truly felt like the New Day without this man by their side. I'm going to be here to cheer for you, to root for you, to uplift you. I'm going to be here every single week. To serve as your managers.
A heel turn is when a babyface flips to the dark side.
Now,
And they become a heel.
now, you want to come back? Hey, I broke my neck! Yeah, you broke your neck. So what? You are never going to be medically clear. And since that's the case, get back to your desk where you belong.
So now people despise us because of that, because we shunned you, because we told him, no, we don't want you to come here. We want you to go back home.
Xavier's from Atlanta. He got his building, and now they're saying New Day sucks.
This chant that we have, this rhythm, we had a group chat, and we said, we should do this chant, this clap, so that everybody knows that when you hear that, it's us. But now to hear that turned against me. We have arenas of thousands of people saying that we suck. It's wild.
Hold on. This is Atlanta's favorite son. He's come home.
So now we get to check out that heel side of things. And I want them to boo me. That's what I define as success.
Nobody ever thought Xavier and Kofi would become assholes. And they did. It's a thin line between love and hate in this business.
His family has arrived. His father, Alvin, his mother, Angelita, his sister, Amber. Mom! Dad, where have y'all been? Oh, my goodness. My sister! I cannot believe it! I'm doing better than I was together! Xavier Woods' parents have returned because of his actions toward Big E. And Rey Mysterio tried to take advantage of the distraction. Come on, Rey Mysterio! What's wrong with you, man? What's wrong? I don't know. I didn't raise him like that.
It's a classic big turn. Got over amazingly. The key to the New Day heel turn was not let the audience see this coming. Audience loves to be surprised.
The hardest thing in this business now, in this day and age of information and internet and people posting stuff and talking to their friends who then post it and everything else, is keeping something secret.
There's not a show in the world from back in Dallas Dynasty up until Game of Thrones. If the scripts would have been released ahead of time, the stories would never have been that good.
I don't think people need to know. And I think the magic is out there under the lights. I love the surprise. And that's the end goal, whether your audience is none, 1, or 100,000.
For the last 20 years, John Cena has been the ultimate good guy in WWE. John Cena is the prototype, if you will, of what you want a WWE superstar to be as far as your top guy. Reliable, said yes to everything, just an unbelievable career. Sometimes people want some change, and so you've gotten some calls over the years for, man, wouldn't it be great if John Cena turned heel? And for the longest time, we decided not to do it because for all the Make-A-Wish stuff he did, the face of the company, the ambassador stuff that he did as far as the company goes, that would have to be taken away if he did something and fell to the dark side and became a heel.
When we looked at John's retirement, we looked at how do we feature John and tell good stories throughout the year. And the easy answer is, well, you feature John Cena and you put him against marquee opponents for a year.
You know, Cody versus Cena, good guy versus good guy, babyface versus babyface, top guy versus former top guy. It's great. It's a WrestleMania main event story. It's awesome.
Okay, so now it sounds like they're starting to get into the angle between Cena and Cody Rhodes leading up to the WrestleMania main event. But around this time, the problem is Cena and Cody are both face. They're both baby faces, right? And they're both considered, you know, at one point the top guy in the company. So how are they going to make this work? You got a baby face versus a baby face. Vince McMahon used to hate that. Vince McMahon used to say, we're never going to do baby face versus baby face. Now we get Triple H. Now it's happening. And we're starting to see how they actually want to fucking try to work it in and implement it. Again, everything that happened at SummerSlam recently kind of defeats this purpose, in my opinion. But
for a while, we were okay with babyface Cena versus babyface Cody.
But it's always
and they were
important
gonna
to
do
us
it.
to over-deliver for our fan.
Obviously, they fucking did it at SummerSlam, which, again, I never wanted to happen because I don't like the babyface versus babyface idea. I don't like the idea of taking the title off of Cena just to have him lose it to Cody, put it back on Cody. Now what the fuck? Like,
And we felt we needed Elimination Chamber to perform. What can we do to spruce up this show? There's one move we can make here. Let's call The Rock.
When Rock gets called back to WWE, I get called back into active duty, so to speak, to help work on the creative with whatever Rock's doing. I used to work at WWE as a writer from 1999 to 2015, head writer from 2002 to 2012. The prospect of babyface John and babyface Cody felt a little dry to us. But just looking at it from the outside, like, let's throw some controlled chaos into this. So myself and Rock, we got together and we pitched something that was twofold. I had the idea of Cody needing to be Rock's champion. We had that as the hook.
My brother, I want your soul. At Elimination Chamber on March 1st. You give me your answer then.
We proposed Elimination Chamber, Cody turning down the final boss. And that was going to lead to final boss making an impromptu title match right then and there. That resulted in Kevin Owens, who had been in a storyline with Cody during that time, leaving with the championship.
okay.
Kevin Owens winning the title wasn't the end goal. The takeaway was whatever it is we do needs to be seismic. That's the big question. What is Cody going to say? What is he going to do? How are you going to pay this off at Chamber?
So they pretty much just said, like, everything with Kevin Owens was for no reason. Because they were really just trying to work this stuff with Cody and The Rock and figure out where to go from there. But yeah, we now know at Elimination Chamber, Cody did not accept The Rock's offer. He did not become The Rock's champion. Did not accept the final boss's offer. It was John Cena who was all in cahoots with the final boss. And John Cena turned heel at Elimination Chamber. The rest is history.
If you say to me who said it first, I don't know. Did Bruce remember?
The three people that were involved were myself, Paul Levesque, and Ed Koski. And we were challenged.
Oh my God. This is it, chat. This is the three minds that put together the John Cena heel turn. Bitch ass Ed Koski. Bitch ass Bruce Pritchard. And we got the game. Triple H. Paul Levesque. But why the fuck Ed Koski and Bruce Pritchard?
With an idea.
In a way, it's like Marvel and the multiverse and all that stuff. There's all these alternative universes where this happens or that happens. You have to kind of play them out in your mind as to where do they go to and what is the best.
Rock and his team made out the original offer as far as, what we could possibly do at Elimination Chamber. The overall framework from Rock's team worked. The one issue we had was changing the championship that close to WrestleMania. All that being said, the idea from Rock's team did set the tone for how impactful this moment needed to be. So we were trying to figure out what could we do.
The initial conversation, I would say, probably consisted of 45 minutes.
Just the three of us on a Zoom call on a Tuesday night, just got together and basically said, well,
we've got to do this. We've got to figure this out.
No
And
shit.
we
Bruce
came up
Pritchard?
with
No
what-if
shit.
scenarios. What if The Rock makes an offer for Cody's soul in New Orleans, then an Elimination Chamber, we wait until John Cena wins.
John Cena with his fourth win inside Elimination Chamber.
Cody comes out to congratulate him, so you got both guys in the ring. Now Rock.
I also don't know how true this is because a lot of it sounds a little fucked, but apparently what I'm hearing is what was in place for this year's WrestleMania, the main event, originally was going to be the angle where The Rock comes out and has Kevin Owens kind of as his assailant, and they put the hurt on Cody Rhodes, and then Kevin Owens kind of becomes the champion from there, and they work an angle with like Kevin Owens versus Cody Rhodes, and The Rock's kind of involved with Kevin and stuff, but that wasn't what they liked, so they waited a little bit. They gave it some time until The Rock made an offer to Cody. Now again, a lot of this sounds a little bit fucked, but this is what I'm putting together. The Rock makes the offer to Cody, and then they wait for John Cena to win the Elimination Chamber so he can then challenge said Cody Rhodes, WWE Champion. There you have it. It seems a little fucked that they might have waited like that long. It seems like, some more planning ahead might have been done before that actual period. But I do believe that they did plan some things ahead of time. Think about it like, hey, this idea with Kevin Owens might not be the best right now. That's why you've really seen a lot of that stuff happen for the Saturday night's main event, and kind of like a few months before the road to WrestleMania, because that was kind of all within their idea kind of jar, the cookie jar of ideas.
Decides to upstage that moment, and he comes out and wants his answer from Cody.
The moment has arrived.
And I think I was the first one to say, what if Cody accepts the offer and drops John Cena and sells out to The Rock?
I want it all, Rock.
And it was actually Bruce who said, what if we turn John Cena?
Oh yeah, this is it. It checks all the boxes.
Cena turning heel adds a whole other layer to not just the Cody story, but the whole farewell tour and the whole rest of the year.
If we could do that, that would be awesome. But we needed to get other people on board.
There are 5 people that I talked to with a move this big. That's Rock. Obviously, it's Cody, Cena, Travis Scott. We want to help build this idea around. And then WWE President, of course, Nick Khan. So my first call is to Nick, who's also a board member along with Rock. I run the idea by him. Nick basically says, love all of it. So my next reach out to that point is to Rock. I hit him with what if.
Nick Khan says, yeah, it's money.
What if, hear me out on this. And he just listened, and every now and then through the conversation he would go, I wasn't sure if he was giving me the just get to the end so I can tell you how much I hate this, or right? And I got to the end and he was like, wow, man, I gotta tell you, I think that's genius. Like, let's, and he immediately started riffing thoughts and ideas, right? So we spent probably like another 30 minutes on the phone together talking about this, and the more we talked about it, the more we were both getting excited about it and like into it. My next conversation is with Travis Scott. I make sure Travis is comfortable with the creative. He loves it and says, let's do this. Somewhere there, Cody hits me back.
How the hell Travis Scott ended up in all of this creatively, I do not know. Obviously, I know Travis has provided some music. The theme song for Monday Night Raw now, Fiend, on Netflix. The theme song for Backlash. How he ended up in this entire main event creatively, I don't know. Triple H is making phone calls here. He's talking to The Rock. He's talking to Travis Scott. Now he's got to talk to Cody. Now he's got to talk to Triple H, talking to everybody. He might as well have like 6 phones just lined up in front of him. Just make this call, all at the same time. He needs like 6. He needs probably about like 12 cell phones. We got to get Triple H 12 cell. The one cell phone is not doing it anymore. He can do his Zoom meetings and he can do his FaceTimes and his fucking face chats and all that on one phone. That's great. But when he's got to make multiple phone calls at one time, we got to find some other kind of option. And the only option right now is to get more phones. Triple H needs at least 12 phones at a time because he's talking to 12 people at once.
I get with Cody when I hit him with it.
Sometimes you got Triple H here. You got Travis Scott on the other end. He's saying, Travis, we're doing this thing, right? We got this whole story with The Rock and Cody and John Cena. It's going to be great. It's going to be WrestleMania 41. We're turning Cena heel. We want you to be there. We just want you to make an appearance. You don't got to perform. You don't got to give us a Super Bowl halftime show. Don't got to fucking do nothing. Travis Scott, you just got to be there. If you don't got time, completely acceptable. If you don't want to make the time, sure, that's okay too. But Triple H said, you know what? We'll give you free tickets. We'll give your family free tickets. We'll even pay for the little ones to get in. Parking, catering, all that shit included. Triple H has got it covered. All right, this is Travis Scott. And they want Travis Scott to be there for the main event at WrestleMania 41. The Rock, Cody Rhodes, John Cena going to be there. Triple H has him on the phone call right now. He's telling him, listen, Travis, we're not asking for a multi-diamond album, whatever the fuck. We don't need fucking a whole verse from you. We don't need the 16. All you got to do is give us an appearance. We'll pay for your ticket. We'll pay for the flight, catering, parking, all of that. Family gets the VIP passes, backstage tickets. Takes the fucking chair home. You know how they set them chairs up near ringside at every PLE? If you wait at the end of the show, you get to take one home. Everybody gets it.
He's like, holy shit, I didn't think that's what you were going to say, blah, blah, blah. Wow, that's really cool. Then I talked to John. John's the best with, like, he's like, well, before you say it, like, just know if this is what you believe in, I'm in. I said, John, okay, let's take the bullshit hat off. Now, this is not the head of creative talking to you and, you know, you the performer. I said, I am asking John Cena, the human being. Paul Levesque is talking to you. Give me your gut. This impacts John Cena, the real-life human being, and it impacts his movies, and it impacts his PR schedule, and it impacts everything. We're honest with each other. I said, give me your gut. You like it or you don't? And he was like, I like it a lot, actually. And when I hung up the phone with him, within a minute and a half, I've got like 3 different texts from him of thoughts, ideas, and so I'm like, he's engaged. So once we get to that point now, it's a coordinated effort. Everybody is getting together. Rock's reaching out to Cody, Nick reaching out to Rock, Cody's reaching out to Cena, Cena's reaching out to everybody. So one of the things that we all talked about on the phone was, let's keep this tight. Nobody gets this information that isn't on this phone call.
You know what, chat? You know what I'm actually starting to believe? We got about 25 minutes left in this episode. I'm actually starting to believe that Triple H is slowly but surely trying to give Vince McMahon a heart attack. He's definitely trying to put Vince McMahon in the grave. I think at some point in time, Vince McMahon and Triple H had a conversation. And Vince McMahon told him very specifically all the things that he never wanted to see happen in pro wrestling. All the things that he never wanted to see happen in WWE. Told Triple H. Detail, very specifically, point blank, clear as day. This is what Vince McMahon absolutely hates. I think Triple H is trying to do everything that Vince McMahon may have hated. I think that that's exactly what's happening here. I mean, we got fucking Cody Rhodes as our champion. We got fucking Travis Scott making main event appearances, and he's not even giving us a Super Bowl halftime performance. We got heel John Cena turned. You got face versus face SummerSlam match. I think he is slowly but surely trying to put Vince McMahon in the grave, chat. I think that just might be the strategy for the game. I think he slowly and surely knows that Vince is watching. He said, one day, we're going to cross off something on this list, and that's going to do it. I kind of see it happening.
This is a PLE that is in a stadium. It's not called WrestleMania. That alone, stadium business is what we're in now. It's beautiful. The main event spot of WrestleMania is still undecided. This year, so much of it depends on the Elimination Chamber. You have a who's who in an era of who's who vying for the opportunity of the main event. Rock is very much interlinked with my career now. It's not something I ever really had on my bingo card. It's not something I really ever could have foreseen. He wants me to be his champion, representing his bidding in WWE, or he just wants to, who knows, whip me and rip my face off. And I think it's really fun because this is the most confused the WWE audience and wrestling fans and WWE Universe has ever been, just because this story has really been a fun mystery. So we'll know tonight.
Place is gonna be nuts.
I know. It's giving WrestleMania vibes.
Fucking crazy.
Yeah, it's huge.
I don't know. Sentimental value, they don't work anymore. At all. No, they don't. Well, whatever. Yeah, look at that. Good as new. Yeah, still wearing the Kmart jorts. Yeah. Yeah. These knee pads are original OVW knee pads. Because I used to have like 4 or 5 sets that I'd wear with different gear, and these ones have just gone the way through. So this is it. These are 2001.
One thing I'm not hearing yet, and maybe you guys have this and we're just doing the Reader's Digest version, Cena kicking out of something and feeling him almost getting eliminated. Those nuances to this desperation last match, possibly. I need to feel you almost just got eliminated. That dream evaporated.
I don't think there needs to be anything special done with that. What I don't want to do is overtell that story.
No, you
yeah. It's not as shocking.
What an image. It is a unique position when you're looking at Seth Rollins, Logan Paul, Damian Priest, Drew McIntyre, CM Punk, and John Cena. Yeah. And they're in a match to determine who gets to wrestle you.
That's why I had an idea where we do something and I do kick on the hand. So your facial expressions need to be like,
that's what we didn't lean into.
That didn't work.
Leading into what's he got to do and
what's he willing to do.
In my head, it's probably, I'm always too cute, but at the end, when I get stomped, my idea is you're going for the hold and I'm scrambling and I make it to the ropes and I kick you off. So you land on your ass, so you have a clear view of all of it. And as I'm pulling myself up, here comes the stomp, stomp.
That's great.
And you see it. And then instead of going for this because it already didn't work, I'm already there. You press my ankle, you pull me up, and fuck you put me in, and then I'm looking at him like, fuck you, you know? Yeah.
So Seth is watching as he fades.
Nice.
Can we go in the ring and we're going to reuse this rehearsal time while we can? Yes. We're going to leave it. No, they're going to leave it down for us while we do it and then raise it.
You can't prepare for an Elimination Chamber match. It's possibly the stupidest match that we do here. The structure is unforgiving, not in like a PR way, and very much it hurts like hell and it doesn't move and it doesn't make any noise. So it's your worst enemy. Like whoever designed this really doesn't like human beings.
I definitely love the original design of the Elimination Chamber way more. Because just those original floors, like that great kind of steel grate floor to me, looked way more painful than the shit that they're using now. It almost looks like a wrestling gym mat is placed on the floor for the Elimination Chamber. I don't like it. I liked when it had that design of the steel grate, and it was like more of that original. Even the glass pods to me now look kind of changing the color, changing it to red, blue, whatever the fuck. I like just that original steel look. You give me a fucking black steel, rusted steel just the fucking chain link elimination chamber. That's all we gotta have. It doesn't have to be a fucking color. We don't gotta start making changes to the floor, the rings, nothing. Just give me the original elimination chamber.
It's just so high.
Also, one of my favorite wrestling toys that I owned growing up, I did have the original elimination chamber made by Jack Specific, so I fucking miss that thing to this day. The original elimination chamber, great. Not too big a fan of the newer design just because it kind of strays a little bit away from some of the original stuff, but it still tries to keep it, original, I guess. It still has hints of the original. It's just not as much as I would like to see.
It's just so fucking high.
At TV that day, I basically said, when this match is finished, there's aftermath. They didn't know any of it.
I mean, nothing wrong with that, though. Obviously, you have to redesign some of your match features. Obviously, the Hell in a Cell throughout the course of history has probably been redesigned one of the most times. But yeah, the Hell in a Cell, the original one was like fucking wire fence. Like, I'm surprised that thing was even able to hold like 500-600 pounds at a time, because the original Hell in a Cell was really poorly designed, and it was not meant for guys like The Undertaker and Mankind to be climbing up there at some point in the match and doing the shit that they would do. But so yeah, they definitely redesigned shit like that. Like I said, I like the original Elimination Chamber design over the newer one, but when it comes to something like the Hell in a Cell, you obviously have to redesign that so it's capable of being a modern day Hell in a Cell, withstanding kind of modern day wrestling.
Alan didn't know except for people that had to be in there. I think at that point they start thinking, well, something big's going to happen, and they're just not sure what.
It wasn't till the day of that he pulled me aside and he said, "Hey, Cena's turning heel tonight." And I went, that makes sense now. There were so many people that are 9 times out of 10 in the know that were not in the know on this one. It was a very well-guarded secret.
So let me grab you along as quietly as we can.
Bruce Pritchard is the WWE Executive Director. I hate that sentence in itself alone. I think we need to get Bruce Pritchard out of there, put Paul Heyman in his shoes. Michael Hayes, we can replace that guy with William Regal. I would have a way better show on my hands, I think, and we will start to see some really interesting stuff happening here in the WWE if we could do that.
Very end of the line, we did. So how we get him out of there?
And then, like I said, on the sidelines, you got guys like The Rock involved, Shawn Michaels, John Cena, Undertaker. I mean, it's just, to me, it's just a recipe for success, John. I know Triple H right now, he works with guys like Road Dogg, Bobby Roode, obviously, in the creative writing team. When they're in the writer's room, Bobby Roode, Road Dogg, they're in those meetings and everything. I like them and stuff. I just think, again, guys like Bruce Pritchard and Michael Hayes, I've seen what they had to offer. Even just recently here in the episode before, they had the writer from like 2002 to 2012 and everything. I've seen what they had to offer. And some of the stuff they did was nice, some of it not so great. But hey, I would really like to see, what would happen if we go with this idea, take some time with this idea, let's see where it goes, what happens. I don't think the whole fucking ship can sink in like a month or two if we tried to try out some new shit. I mean, they do it all the time, right? I mean, what the fuck? So, I mean, if we get rid of Michael Hayes and Bruce Pritchard for a couple months here, try some new shit, I think the ship is going to be just fine. I think we're going to make it to our destination, Triple H. No Titanic out here.
There's a bunch of producers and referees that help him out of the ring.
So I'll be sitting there going,
Yes.
oh my God, so much.
Yeah. No, I mean, I don't think they're going to fucking... John's not going to cripple him. He's going to beat him up. Hey, man. How are you? How are you? Yeah, I'm good. Self. Great. Feel good? Yeah. How's it?
2 hours before showtime, we got The Rock and Triple H face-to-face having a discussion in the arena for the Elimination Chamber. Tonight's the night. They're going to turn John Cena heel for the first time. Well, not the first time in the history of the WWE, but for some time in the history of the WWE. John Cena will become a heel once again, and he will be facing Cody Rhodes in the main event at WrestleMania in just a few hours.
Good. Yeah. Everything's great. I'd love to talk to you about a couple of things on the execution of tonight. Just on my opinion versus what we want to do, and just hash that out. I get Trav, the story is, but in this you're going to be way bigger.
Yeah.
I feel like as soon as he's in position, we transition out of his music to your music. Then it just feels like the final boss should be the last thing.
Yes.
That
I love
we
that.
see.
And they're waiting.
That's what I'm saying. Like, hey, no,
Come on.
okay,
Yes.
they haven't been out yet. Shit's coming.
Yes.
And let me ask you this: in your mind, do you see this as you already had a plan with John, or
I'm just whose fucking idea is it backstage to have Travis Scott come out after The Rock? I know that's not what they did or what Triple H is saying here. Obviously, he's telling The Rock, we're gonna have Travis come out, and then the final boss is gonna make his entrance and shit. Whose fucking idea is it to have The Rock come out and then Travis Scott? Travis Scott, how he worked his way into the story, what his purpose was in the story, I do not know. I know recently they put out some fucking Travis Scott Topps trading cards, WWE. If anybody has an extra set, wants to send it to your boy, I'll unbox it here on the channel. Fucking send me a box, whatever. I don't even know how Travis Scott worked his way into this creative side of WrestleMania, but he's here. We should have got the Super Bowl halftime performance. Yeah, if you ask me, Triple H, I mean, he's already here. We might as well already ask him, give us like 25, 30 minutes. WrestleMania 41, night 2. Come on, something. I don't know. Come on, Travis. We got your free tickets. We got your free parking, catering, free, family, all their tickets paid for, all expenses, the flight, everything. First class, fucking the best champagne, wine that the stewardess could even offer. Come on.
do you see this? Okay.
Yes. And
We discussed it today. We were like, is this? He already talked to you, John, and the plan is in place, or is this John was like, he told me to go fuck that, I'll take that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't know
I
which.
think the whole time it's business.
Okay.
John. I don't think it has to do with our souls, his
Yeah.
soul. It's just business. I also think what that does, it puts us in a position where then it all becomes unpredictable.
Yeah. If there's a moment happening between Cody and John, do we hold on you doing anything physical where it's just you sort of overseeing all the shit? I sort of felt like leave the physical on John. The heat is that you orchestrated it, and sort of like in the movie, the top fucking ultimate bad guy that you got to get through doesn't do physical shit until later in the film.
Now that's a good idea how Triple H is also explaining the breakdown here to The Rock, how they're going to execute this thing tonight when John Cena does turn heel. A lot of the physicality on Cody Rhodes is mostly going to be from Cena here because now this is Cena's moment. He's heel again. He's going to put a lot of that fucking physical punishment on Cody Rhodes. The Rock is just going to stand there and watch because like Triple H is telling him, and true to this as well, for WrestleMania 40, we already seen, The Rock really take Cody to that place. So to kind of have to go there again, I feel like they would have had to do something even crazier. Maybe not, didn't have enough time for it, or just the timing really didn't fall into place. But again, the way Triple H is breaking it down, they have The Rock here. And again, like it happens in the movies, you got the final boss, the mob boss. He's kind of orchestrating everything while the soldiers, right, and the other guys below him kind of take out his executions, right? They make everything else happen that the boss wants to happen. So that's kind of what Triple H has also said. I do like that idea creatively, how they made that happen, and they're not having The Rock come out here. He made his offer to Cody. Cody denied. That was Cody's choice, and now Cody has to pay the consequences. The consequence, Cody never knew that John Cena was going to be working hand in hand with The Rock. Now The Rock doesn't have to lay a hand on Cody. He's got John Cena to do that for him. And that's kind of also what I'm saying, too. I like that angle, right? Because when we're talking about the main event at WrestleMania 41, I like that creatively. But now, knowing what we know after SummerSlam, a lot of that just defeats the purpose. Like I said, it defeats a lot of that purpose because it's like, why did we have John Cena do all this for The Rock why did John Cena do the decision that he did for The Rock if just none of it makes sense anymore? But this is how much effort and creatively for WrestleMania, you want this to be one of your better creative decisions or one of your best ideas. I just don't agree with the idea of why did we put so much time and effort into this and just fucking take it all away suddenly. It just doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me creatively. I don't agree with that. I like this, what he's explaining to The Rock right here. Triple H telling him, the final boss isn't going to lay a hand on Cody this time around. He's just going to stand there and watch, and he's got John Cena to do that for him. Like I said, to add to that, what is the point of turning John Cena face now if there was no point to this? It's just, yeah.
Yeah, tell me what you think of this. I agree. I feel like he tells me, hey, go fuck yourself. Yeah. Right? Let that cook. Look at John. Whatever the fuck it is. Yeah. Bang. Once the beatdown happens, come in, final boss comes in, reveal the belt. At that time, John would have ripped his shirt off, and I think he should go full on. Yeah. Piper Snuka. That time everything gets ripped. Take a look at this. John, hold his feet, trap, hold his arms. And just one big attack. Yeah. Something like that? Yeah. Yes. Let's all get together and chat about it. Just make sure everybody's on the same page, but I'm feeling that. Love it.
It's going to be bonkers.
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 Should be good. Excited.
The Elimination Chamber slowly being lowered. The survivor of this match will face Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania.
Let's go, baby. Come on now. Come on. It's that time. This is it. It's that time. Whoa.
The following is the men's elimination chamber match.
The GOAT is here. What's left in his WWE career.
Got your chapstick ready, Michael Cole? Yeah, like kissing some John Cena ass.
Yeah, so his lips are blistering.
Well, it doesn't come much bigger than the Elimination Chamber for the prize for the winner of going on to challenge Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania.
Dude, I swear to God, nobody gets hurt. I would really game and fuck this thing up.
They just broke the chamber. A light fell off from the inside with the force of Drew McIntyre's body.
CM Punk is just begging on his time. The Maverick. Logan Paul enters the chamber for the second time in his career.
Love him or loathe him, it's always appointment viewing because of this. CM Punk and Cena chopping at the bit to get into the action.
Cena looks like a goddamn video game character in the pod. He looks like a video game character in the pod there.
Stay with John here. It's a John comeback. Couple AAs in the middle of it. Stay with John.
John Cena enters the final elimination match of his career.
Doing my best out there to give him all I got. Every ounce of energy I'm trying to give him away.
John Cena takes out Paul, and the GOAT is on a roll. John Cena with a five-knuckle shuffle. Punk's been waiting since Rumble for this. John Cena with an opportunity to get back to WrestleMania and perhaps win a 17th and record-setting world title. Punk is yet to enter. He will in 15 seconds. I mean, let's just say it how it is. This is a must-win for CM Punk. And now Punk, who was eliminated by Logan Paul at the Royal Rumble, gets a chance of revenge. Now. Let's go. Everybody's in the matchup.
opportunity than the one that has been presented to him now. Carcass is lying around the ring. Bang! And out. CM Punk promising Paul was going to go to sleep. GTS connects. Punk covered. And we are down to 3.
Logan Paul has been eliminated.
CM Punk out here burying the dreams of the Maverick.
And here we go, Punk and Cena. We've been such a fabric of this company in many different ways over the past couple of decades.
Everybody's on their feet. Not one person saying no.
Two of the best in history trying to achieve what they believe is their destiny.
Cena looking for an AA. CM Punk now with Rollins up. They go to sleep. Into a AA. Cover by Punk. We are down to Punk and Cena.
Cena and CM Punk.
Let us turn back the clock. Some 15 years to one of the great rivalries of WWE history.
Two legends, two icons, two Hall of Famers. One shot at WrestleMania. Oh, wait.
A stomp by Seth Rollins.
A stomp onto the steel outside of the chamber.
And John Cena now. A desperate Cena. A desperate Cena. Dragging Punk center of the ring. STF is in. Rollins with a stomp to Punk. Punk is fading. CM Punk is fading. Punk trying to survive.
There's no fighting it.
Surprise! Just screwed CM Punk. John Cena going to WrestleMania.
And a lot of this match, a lot of the Elimination Chamber match that you saw, the ending for it and how it all played out at the end, a lot of that was CM Punk's idea. So you got to give credit to CM Punk. Everybody just standing there listening to his idea for how to finish this damn match, and that's pretty much what you seen was a lot of what he came up with. So all credit to Pepsi Phil. All credit to Pepsi Phil.
John Cena has tied Triple H with his 4th win inside Elimination Chamber.
What feels better to me than them cheering or booing is when I know that they're satisfied. That's special. The surprise is special.
At the end of that match, nobody knew John's going to turn heel. We have a truck with a director in it and, you know, all the technical people that need to run stuff. The truck didn't know what was going to happen.
I mean, I'm not going to entirely agree with that, Triple H. I definitely knew what the fuck was going to happen because, again, Vince McMahon hated the idea of a face versus face match. I knew at WrestleMania if John Cena was going to win the Elimination Chamber, one of them are going to have to turn heel. It's either going to have to be Cody or it's going to have to be Cena. Again, I originally wanted it to be Cody because I thought creatively maybe we can do that. They said let's do it with John Cena. Fine. Okay. Cool. That happened. But what the fuck is the purpose now if everything that just happened doesn't matter because now John Cena's a face again? What was the purpose of all this, Triple H?
My name's Marty Miller. I'm a director.
But I knew that night at Elimination Chamber somebody was going to have to fucking turn heel. It was going to either have to be Cody or it was going to have to be Cena. Because, again, you just can't have a face versus face match. It really doesn't work. And it doesn't really work in pro wrestling for many reasons. They tried to do it at SummerSlam, and again, I didn't like that. It really makes no sense because now we have John Cena face again. For what reason did we do all this, Triple H? I need answers.
I've been with the WWE almost 30 years. So basically responsible for what you see live.
Marty Miller.
Which is the actual
Marty Miller.
cameras and the flow of the show.
That boy Marty Miller working the camera truck.
At Elimination Chamber, when the Cena segment was going to happen, Paul had come to me and said, look, just follow along.
30 years working the camera.
That doesn't happen every day.
I was on the headset. I basically said, everybody lay out, and I'll walk you through the shots step by step. Cody's gonna come out.
Biggest night of the American Nightmare's life. So me and John are gonna face off. When they shake hands, we'll give it a second and we'll interrupt with Rock. Here they come. Here we go, baby. Stop trying. Badass. 4. Yep, hang on. And go. Rock. Great, push.
We're usually in on all the meetings. We know what's going to happen, when it's going to happen, and how we're going to try to execute that. But with that particular segment, we were kind of, we were just kind of following along.
They're going to get in the ring. Rock's going to cut a promo. Cody's going to cut a promo. He's going to tell Rock to go fuck himself. I'm okay not clipping him. Okay? Everyone needs to let this air. Cody and John, they're going to hug. They're going to disengage. And from there, as long as you're on a wide 2-shot, you'll see what happens.
So Triple H, when everything starts to break down, he wants him on the wide 2-shot, so that way the camera can pick up everything that they want to see happen. And again, Triple H, just providing overall what is going to happen to his crew, letting them know. Usually this stuff is all predetermined or planned beforehand. This was not. This was going to be a moment in time where something was going to be a surprise. Something was, a little bit hidden from the crew, so that way they didn't really know what to expect. But again, Triple H always going to let them know what to expect. Triple H knows what to expect, and he tells them this is what's going to happen. It's all got to be caught, though, okay? Because none of this is outside of the box, right? Everything that Cody says is okay. Everything that The Rock says is okay. Everything that happens, we want it to happen. So the crew is going to capture all that footage.
Big decision for that man.
Cody Rhodes, the moment has arrived.
So Rock's got a promo, Cody's got a rebuttal, it ends and go fuck yourself.
I want your mind. I want your soul. I need your soul. If the answer is yes, then the American Nightmare will live forever. If your answer is no, then tonight, the dream dies.
My soul no longer belongs to me. I gave my soul to this ring and these people a long time ago. Hey, Rock! Go fuck yourself!
It doesn't seem very babyface of you, Cody Rhodes. It doesn't sound very Young Money of you, Cody Rhodes.
Watch for Cody and Cena. Rock's going to start to walk, and watch for Cody and Cena to go for the handshake and the hug. Ready for it? Ready, here it is. 2. Give 2 camera, 2 camera. John's face.
2, there's Cena's face. Rock. Boom. Everything captured, caught on footage. And here we go, full wide shot. There's the turn. I definitely expected it, like I said. It had to be Cody or it had to be Cena. One of them had to fucking turn that night.
To beat the shit out of him. Stay on Cena.
Because, yeah, the face versus face just... I can see why McMahon kind of hated it. I can see why Vince McMahon didn't really want to do face versus face matches now. But... I need an explanation, Triple H. I need to find out, why did we put so much time and effort into this? If now the whole fucking thing with Cena is to just put him with bitch-ass jabroni Logan Paul,
Can you see Cody's face?
Cody's face. We 3 to 3. Take it wider.
Yeah, Travis. Watch Travis.
Somebody stop
Was
this!
it Triple H looked at that shit like, did Travis really just nail Cody in the face like that? Like, I think he was worried that he, like, took out Cody's eye or something after that slap shot.
Cena.
After everything he's accomplished in his career, he's gonna stoop to this shit. This is one of the most disgusting displays that I've ever witnessed.
Nope, so we're all the way down to the end. We're going to get a 3 shot of him at the end of the walkway. 6.
Take 6.
Nice shit, guys.
And there you have it. That was Elimination Chamber 2025.
Fucking A.
We gotta get Bruce Pritchard the fuck out of here, man. And even in this shot right here, you can see he's just Triple H's right-hand man. It's just... We gotta get Paul Heyman and William Regal a better position, better salary. Just... What the fuck? How are Bruce Pritchard and Michael Hayes doing this? I do not know.
It was like a really cool moment for all of us. There's very few moments in time where that happens.
John Cena turns heel. If that got out, we wouldn't be having this conversation right now. Because it wouldn't have been that big a deal.
But when you hold it as tight as you can, you get the honest reaction of the audience.
Thank you. Let's take a ride.
Hey, that was fucking awesome. Feel good?
Yeah,
fucking incredible.
There was a collective gasp from the audience when they saw Cena's face and his expression change. That's where the money is. That's why you have to be able to keep secrets, and it's harder to do now than ever.
Right. That was awesome. Dude, that was awesome. Good shit. In a million years, in his retirement year, there's no way John's turned heel.
You guys had no idea, right?
No.
Yeah, we hadn't told anybody.
This is all
Commentary had no idea. Obviously, when you're with the creative team, when you are a writer, you have the ability to keep secrets because you know what's going to happen. Other people do not, right? So you want that to be a surprise. Sometimes you get the honest reaction out of the audience. You get the honest reaction out of the commentary team. It affects differently, and it's harder to do now in wrestling than ever before, because back then, right, they didn't have the internet, they didn't have social media, they didn't have all this behind the scenes Netflix documentary, all this kind of stuff telling you what's happening, showing you what's happening, all of this kind of information just being put out there, leaking information, all this stuff. It's easy to find out things. As a writer, I kind of expect things to happen, but at the same time, if we're talking about something like, ending The Undertaker's WrestleMania streak, this is something that not even a lot of the wrestlers themselves are going to know backstage, right? This is something that's really under taps. Somebody like Brock Lesnar and The Undertaker might have found out fucking 5 minutes before the match what's actually going to happen, who's going to win, what the outcome is going to be. It's that secret. It is that hidden because they want nobody to know.
Paul Levesque, Dwayne Johnson, John Cena, Cody Rhodes, Rock's creative team, our creative team, and ultimately our fans. And their response to it made magic.
To me, that's the purest form of what we do. When gotcha.
And then you get all the reactions. Where's my reaction, Triple H? I was doing a watch along.
You can't! You're fighting here, dude! Ain't no way John Cena turned into the bad guy.
Of course you got fucking bitch-ass I Show Speed. Of course you got bitch-ass Speed in his reaction. Fucking I Show Speed. I did a watch along too, Triple H.
They're incredible. They
I was there for that moment too, damn it.
This is one of the.
They're looking for the heartbreak though. They're looking for the reactions that, you know, are pretty specific. A lot of little kids crying here. A lot of little kids heartbroken. Although these kids may have just been born 5-6 years ago, didn't really see John Cena's career. It's still okay. I didn't cry when Hulk Hogan turned NWO and Hollywood Hogan. I was happy.
Hey, are you okay? It's always crazy being in there. I know you've been in front of the biggest.
And if I'm being honest with you, chat,
scenario out there, so
some of my favorite wrestlers of all time are wrestlers that are able to be good guys and bad guys. They can play both characters. They can make you love them. They can make you hate them. That is going to do it for episode 4 of WWE Unreal Season 1 on Netflix. Heel Turn. Next time we watch will probably be maybe Friday, Saturday, I'm thinking. Maybe closer towards the weekend. But that will be it. That will be our final episode for Season 1, Episode 5. So again, this is because of reaching 200 subscribers recently on my channel. So thank you so much to anybody who helped contribute to that and just left a subscription for me. I really appreciate that. Helps me out so much. And we got more stuff happening here on the channel. So much content that I have in my head that I want to put out there. Just don't have the availability or the access to do it right now. But I do have a lot of ideas and things that I want to do with the channel in the future. Just a lot of stuff overall. But right now, this was episode 4 of our watch along to WWE Unreal. Again, thank you so much to anybody who made it possible because we reached 200 subscribers recently. Once we get to 300 subscribers, I will try to think of something fun for us to do for that next. And yeah, thank you so much everybody for checking out the channel, for being here for this watch along. And until next time, peace, God.